Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today, we're going to talk about aftershaves. So today's video will be maybe a bit longer than usual. I'll do my best to make it really short because I'm going to talk about a lot of products and I'm going to talk about like the mindset of aftershave, and I'll talk about really 4 brands that you might know that I tried, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it also, which are Aqua Velva, Skin Bracer, Brut, and Old Spice. And before I go with this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about aftershave and some misconception that I see around that. So right now, with COVID-19, there's a lot of knowledge that went about, washing your hands with alcohol gel and stuff like that. And it made me think about it. I mean, technically, aftershaves are alcohol. They're alcohol based. And I was thinking that maybe there's a link or something. So I made my study on why people were using like those aftershave after shaving. And what I realized is that in older time, people were shaving themselves, maybe cutting themselves, and it was a way for them to make sure that there was no infection. And sometime in older time, when you were cutting yourself with a razor, people would die out of it. I don't know how frequent it is, but some people, had infection. When you have an infection in your throat, in a time where they think that infection is because you have bad blood and they remove blood from your body, of course you die out of it. But still, aftershave were invented to prevent those infections, to kill all the germs, all the bacteria, or all the bad stuff you have on your skin. And made me realize that all that need that we're having, we're still having it. And I know those aftershave are bad for skin, not necessarily bad, but because of the alcohol. I realized that the solution people had is to make cream-based aftershave. Like instead of being alcohol, it's a cream and you put it, but that cream is not necessarily killing all the bacteria, all the things you have on your skin. It's just hydrating, and it doesn't do the job that it was meant to do. And what I realized is, our razor is like in the wet, it gets dried, it's not necessarily having super hygienic condition. We're not cleaning it with alcohol and stuff like that all the time. So all those little buttons that we have on our neck, it's technically because there are little infections that our body is fighting. And this is what made me want to look on aftershave, which one are good, which one are not good. And I tried a bunch of them. So something you might know is that you need at least 60% of alcohol in whatever product to kill COVID-19, or technically to kill other germs. So I would say that some products are not really good. And now I'm gonna go in the review part. For this, I will review the smell and I will review what I think about it as a product. And I don't think everyone are good. I think they are trying mostly to kind of cut the content that are expensive, make them less strong, and alcohol cost money. So if they put water instead, it's better for them financially, but doesn't mean it's gonna do a good job. But personally, starting to use this, I see it's better, it's nice, it smells good. I think it's still in the area of fragrance, so that's why I'm talking about it. But it's not quite in the area of fragrance, so it's why I'm doing all of them together. So I'm gonna start with Skin Bracer, which is one of those that I think has the better smell, but it's also the worst of all of them. The bad thing about this one is that if you don't know how ingredients work, basically they have to write the first ingredient as the one that's the most present in the product, and you go down. And if you look, the first ingredient is water, so that means that there's at least more water than alcohol, which means that it's impossible that there's 60% alcohol in it, which means that it's just some smelly liquid to put in your face after shaving yourself, and it's not doing a proper job. But still, smells nice. I'm not gonna go with the complete no breakdown, projection, and longevity. I mean, it's aftershave. I'm just gonna tell you it does smell good and what I'm smelling out of the paper, and maybe out of my skin too. On my skin, it's really powdery. It's really minty, I would say, on the paper. A little bit powdery, and I think it smells good. It's a nice barbershop smell, and I used it a lot, and I'm still using it sometimes as a, a night fragrance to put on me because it smells good before going to bed. But that's about it. It smells nice, powdery. There's notes of powder, literally. It's not just powdery, it's notes of powder, and it's minty. Now I'm gonna go with Old Spice that we all know. And I would say that in all the fragrance, Old Spice is the one that smell of it is the less strong, which isn't good or bad, it's just how it is. It's spicy. I know some people said that it smells like Viking by Creed. I never smelled Viking. I don't think it's true. I can tell you it doesn't smell like some crazy 300 or more kind of fragrance. I think for this one I might do like a proper review of the perfume because it's a classic and it deserves at least a good review. Also, in aftershave, the concentration is lower, so it's harder to really pick up the note as in eau de toilette or eau de cologne. It's hard to describe which spice I'm getting. I would say that I'm picking up some pimento and some nutmeg. That's about it. I know the scent is really more complex than this, and when I'll do a proper review, you'll see really more that's what's inside of it. So now we're gonna go with Brut, which is also one of them that I will try and do a proper review eventually. And I would say in all of them, Brut would be top 2, top 3 maybe. There's another one. The other one that will be there in my top is this one. It's really good. I'll talk about it a bit later. Something with all of them, they have a big hole on top, but Brut is having a really small hole. Then I have to make it fit inside or something. Also, as a product, I would say Old Spice is good. The aftershave, the alcohol concentration is good. It's one of the good ones. It's just that the smell is not really present. Brut also, it's one of the good one. I would say on all of the product I have right now today, it's the best one. Both for price and quality, smell, all of it would be the one I would say it's the best. And as an aftershave also. Has classic barbershop smell with powdery. I get strong note of anise, getting some basil, some lavender. Somehow remind me black licorice a little bit, and it's the anise that does this. That's about it, what I'm getting. Now, the Aqua Velva, they all have a different meaning, what they are. One is more there for smelling good. There's two that are there for like tonify the skin or something like that. And there's one that's just with extra vitamins. I'm saying all of them, this one is the best smelling, but this one is the one that does better job as an aftershave. Apart from this one, that is the worst of them all. These two are the worst. This one will be worse alongside, I would say. Yeah, these two would be the worst of them all as an aftershave. So, starting with the original, smells minty. A big nose of citrus. So yeah, it's minty, citrusy, be a bit herbal. Now for the ice blue, I'm picking up mint and lavender. Remind me a little bit of a field or something like that. Picking up some citrus. I know there's lemon and bergamot in it. Now going for the musk. First thing I'm picking up, powdery note. It's powdery, it's musky. There's a bit of leather also. A little bit of lemon too. It's really different from the other smell. It's more simple. It's better also. It's nice. And finish with the ice port. So it also has a smaller hole. And I don't think it changed much the size of the hole. The bigger it is, the more you will put in your hand when you put it in your hands, but it doesn't really matter. It's not like the spray of an atomizer. It somewhat remind me of cool water. I don't think it's really the same, but it a little bit remind me. There's watery note, citrus notes, and some little smell of, like, you know, those little red fruits that we never know what it is that grows in tree? Like, that smells a little bit like these fruits also. So if you're looking to get an aftershave, first of all, me, I'm working on my own aftershave. That's also one of the reasons why I'm talking about aftershave right now. I don't know if it will be already for sale when the video will be online, but I'm working on it, and it shouldn't be long when it goes for sale. But if you want to try aftershave, like liquid aftershave, if you never really try it, I think one of those cheap ones would be a good way to start and to try, and not get into, you know, all those other ones that are more expensive. And if you really want to try it, there's three I think you should maybe consider. If you like more oriental, spicy fragrance, you should go with Old Spice. If you like more old school barbershop fragrance, should go with Brut. I think Brut is also really like good example of what a barbershop fragrance is. And if you like aquatic fragrance, more modern, I wouldn't say that it's modern, but if you like those more modern aquatic fragrance, you should try Aqua Velva Ice Sport. So you don't have to buy all of these bottles like I did to try them. At least I have an idea which one you should try. I think this is the best way to see how it is. And all three of them, they smell good. I mean, this one I don't really think it smells super good, but I don't like aquatic fragrance, so it doesn't really mean anything. But they all smell good. I know some people say this one smells good. They all do a good job as an aftershave. The alcohol concentration is good. It's enough working. If you're considering trying aftershaves, like alcohol-based aftershave, you should look at this. Also, another thing, if you're having skin redness, I know alcohol-based aftershave might not be the best for you. I know there is witch hazel. I'm not quite sure how good it works. I never tried it. I'm not really interested. I'm not having skin redness. But if alcohol is something bad to put on your skin for you, I think you should try something else than these ones, witch hazel. But if you don't have skin redness at this, and if you put a cream after, or, you know, if you put any facial cream, even if you don't put any cream, I'm not putting any cream anymore in, I think it's good. I think definitely you should give it a try. Not even like if I'm saying it's gonna work, it's gonna be good, at least to give it a try. If you never tried liquid aftershave, I was really surprised. I really enjoy it. I think it's better than the old cream aftershave. I like it way better, and I think it's one of those times where, you know, people create a solution for a problem that causes more problem, and we just don't see it. And this is what the cream-based aftershave are, and the alcohol-based aftershave are actually like what we should actually use for an aftershave. But at least that's my opinion. So hope you enjoyed this video. If it's okay, so like and share. If you tried any of those aftershave, you have an opinion about it. If you have any other question also about aftershave, I'm not like extremely knowledgeable. I just did some research and I talked more about my opinion. But if you have a question, still ask them in the comment. I'd be really happy to hear from you and to answer to you. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.